Find the zeros of this quadratic polynomial. Obvious way to go about it is by factorizing. Let's do that. And then they're asking us to verify the relationship between the zeros and the coefficient. Let's get this first part done here, right? I'm going to factorize it. The sum is minus 3, product is minus 18. 6 times 3 will give us an 18. So one of this should be positive, one of this should be negative. I'm taking 6 as minus and 3 as plus, so that the net result is a minus 3. So it's going to factorize as x square minus 6x plus 3x minus 18 is how it factorizes. Sum is a minus 3, yes. Product is equal to minus 18x square. Take x as a term common between these two. So we have x times x minus 6. Take 3 as a term common between these two. So 3 times x minus 6 will leave us with essentially x minus 6 times x plus 3. So if x is a 6, this term becomes 0. So the polynomial becomes 0. So one of the zeros of the polynomial is 6. If x is a minus 3, this part, the second part of the expression becomes 0. So polynomial again becomes 0. So minus 3 is the second 0. So zeros of this polynomial are 6 and minus 3. Quickly summarize it in a printed form before we go to verifying the relationship. Factorizes as plus 3x and minus 6x. Therefore the zeros are minus 3 and 6. What do we mean by verifying? We'll check out first. Alpha I'm saying is equal to minus 3, one of the zeros. Beta is equal to 6. I'm going to compute the sum and product as we know from the zeros. Sum is therefore going to be equal to minus 3 plus 6, which is equal to 3. Product is equal to minus 3 times 6, which is equal to minus 18. So we have computed the sum and product of the zeros from the values of the zeros. I'm going to check whether it matches what we'll get from the coefficients of the polynomial. What is the sum of the zeros of a polynomial for a quadratic polynomial? It is minus b upon a. What is b here? Minus 3. So that's going to be minus of minus 3. A is equal to 1. So minus of minus 3 is a plus 3 by 1, which is equal to 3. Alpha plus beta using the coefficients is a 3. Alpha plus beta using the zeros is a 3. So these two matched. Let's verify the second part too. Alpha beta is equal to c upon a. C in this case is equal to minus 18. A is equal to 1. So that becomes minus 18. What did we get by actually multiplying the zeros? We got a minus 18. So verified it. So this is the process of verification. Summarize this bit also in a printed form and recap it. Sum of the zeros is minus b by a. Product of the zeros is equal to c by a. We know the polynomial is x square minus 3x minus 18. So a equals 1, b equals minus 3 and c equals minus 18. We're going to substitute it here. So for this quadratic polynomial, sum of the zeros works out to 3, which is what we got by actually adding the zeros, 6 and minus 3. Product of the zeros works out to minus 18, which is what we got as a value by actually multiplying the zeros. Before you leave, do two things. Sign up at online.maxtute.com for CBSE online coaching for class 10 maths. Takes less than 5 minutes in all of 3 steps to get started. And do one more thing. Subscribe to this channel, youtube.com/maxtute, and spread the word about this channel to your friends and classmates.